Tuning with shocks can seem mysterious. In this video, we're going to break through that mystery, describe some of the basic functions of the racing shock on the racing car and how they can help the chassis tuner. We'll also describe when and when not to tune using shocks, and we'll provide a couple real-world examples of using shocks to tune for some common conditions that you may see on the race weekend. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment and like below. We'd love to hear from you. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and be sure to visit CallToGrid.com where you get everything you need to be successful on track. To break through the mystery of the racing shock and how it influences handling, the best way to view a shock, or damper by its proper term, is to simply view the shock as a timing device. Shocks allow the chassis tuner to decide how fast in the corner weight is transferred, whereas track width, center of gravity, and cornering force control how much weight is transferred in the corner. You can see the previous video on our channel where we break down the relationship between weight transfer and body roll. And the springs control where weight is transferred, front relative to the rear. Driver input controls the timing and when weight is transferred, and shocks control how fast or how slow that weight is transferred, either delaying or speeding up the weight transfer. Tuning with shocks is only to be done after the overall setup on the car is close. Shocks will not help fix major chassis setup issues. We will talk about this more coming up. Shock absorbers work in two cycles, compression and rebound. Compression, or bump as it is also called, such as under roll on the loaded side and when hitting a bump, and rebound, such as coming out of roll on the loaded side and the back side of a bump. Shocks resist the oscillations of the spring and chassis by use of friction of a piston with valves moving through a hydraulic fluid in a cylinder. By using different valves, the shock designer can change the rate of the shock. Rate meaning either how much or how little the shock resists movement. Firm and less firm and increase-decrease are how it is commonly referred to. More stiff or increase the rate means the shock will respond sooner. Less firm or decrease the rate means the shock will respond slower. The speed at which the shock piston moves through the hydraulic fluid also affects how much the shock resists movement. The rate of the shock changes as piston velocities change. Shown is a common shock dyno plot that correlates shock velocity with force. Force is shown on the y-axis and shock velocity on the x-axis. Bump forces are shown here, and rebound force is shown here. The shock tuner can change for low-speed movement such as under roll on the 0 to 5 inches per second range. As well, the shock tuner can tune for high-speed shock velocities such as when hitting a bump, and these are on the range of 6 to 15 inches per second and above. Low-speed shock valving is the primary tool available to the chassis tuner to influence handling. Compression damping affects how slowly or quickly a load is applied to a tire. Rebound damping affects how slowly or quickly load is removed from a tire. Anytime the driver is moving the steering wheel or applying brake or throttle, the shock will influence handling. When the car is fully loaded in the corner and weight is fully transferred, such as mid-corner, the shocks no longer have any great deal of influence on handling. On turn-in, on a right turn, the shocks on the left front and right rear will be moving the most and will have the biggest influence on handling. The left front shock will be in compression and the right rear will be in rebound. On exit, under throttle, these forces flip, and the left front will go into rebound and the right rear will go into compression. For a left-hand turn, the opposite will be true. It will be the right front and left rear shocks having the greatest effect. Racing shocks come in three basic varieties: single adjustable, double adjustable, and triple adjustable. For a single adjustable shock, compression and rebound forces are adjusted the same. If rebound is made more stiff, so will compression. If using shocks to correct for a specific issue on the track, you may induce issues at other parts of the track where none existed before using a single adjustable shock. A double adjustable shock allows the chassis tuner to adjust compression and rebound forces independent of each other, greatly influencing tuning options. A triple adjustable shock allows for adjusting compression and rebound forces independent of each other, as well as adjusting for low speed and high speed shock velocities independent as well, further enhancing tuning options. This is great when going from a smooth track surface to a more bumpy track surface. For a specific case, let's consider a car with a slight understeer and corner entry. Where it occurs in the corner is crucial. If the chassis setup is close and the driver has been eliminated as being the source of the problem, we can look at making some adjustments with the shocks to correct for this. For understeer, the front tires are losing traction. If the understeer occurs in corner entry, we can increase front compression, putting weight to the front tires sooner. If the understeer occurs mid-corner, we can decrease front rebound, keeping weight on the front tires for a longer period of time. If we have a single adjustable shock, this creates a dilemma, because increasing or decreasing rebound will also increase or decrease compression. As stated before, if making the adjustment to correct for one issue in one specific corner, You may induce problems in other areas of the track where previously none existed. Going to a double adjustable shock eliminates this problem. Shameless promotion. We offer single, double, and triple adjustable shocks from AST Suspension, the maker of the premier road racing shock available on our website. Visit CallToGrid.com, then select For the Car, then AST Suspension to view all the 5100, 5200, and 5300 shocks we offer. We offer shocks for most major cars you will see at a North American track event: BMW, Subaru, Ford, Mitsubishi Evo, Nissan, and Mazda, to name a few. Before tuning with shocks, the rest of the chassis needs to have a pretty close setup. Tuning with shocks will not fix major issues and is only to be done as a fine tune after the rest of the car's setup is pretty close. Don't expect much more than 1 to 2 tenths or so per lap improvement in lap time though from shock tuning. A good set of shocks, such as the premier road racing shock from AST, can make the car more drivable and help improve handling in certain portions of the track. Before tuning with shocks, make sure caster camber and toe are closed and tire pressures are closed. These two adjustments help maximize the contact patch of the tires, which is our primary goal in chassis tuning and needs to be completed first. Make sure crossweight percentages are close and spring rates are close. If you try and tune with shocks before any of the above is close, you're aiming at a moving target. When making a change with shocks, go 2 clicks so the change is noticeable. Going 1 click, the change may not be noticeable. If you saw an improvement, go 2 more clicks. Continue until the change is worse, then back off 1 click. If running data, you can segment out the track and notice where you see improvements or where the change made things worse. If you are not running data, you can still feel the difference in your seat and hands and engine RPMs on exit, and obviously in your lap times. If you liked or got something from this video that you can use right now at the track, be sure to like and comment below. Also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can see all the previous content we've uploaded designed to help you on track. You can also check us out on CallToGrid.com where we upload content first Monday of every month and where you can get everything you need to be successful on track. As always, peace out, be safe, have fun, and go fast.